The year is 2478, and humanity stands on the edge of annihilation. Earth is a fading memory, its skies scorched, its cities crumbled under the weight of wars and alien conquests. Across the stars, humanity's colonies have fallen one by one to a merciless foe. Now, on Titan, Saturn's largest moon, the last of us make our stand. A frozen outpost in a sea of methane and ice, Titan is more than a colony. It is humanity's final defiance, a flickering flame in the cosmic dark. The Zytherian Dominion, an alien empire of unimaginable power, looms above, their warships casting shadows over our fragile home. This is the Siege of Titan, a tale of courage, sacrifice, and the unyielding will to survive. Here, under Saturn's rings, we fight not just for our lives, but for our place in the universe. Listen, and hear the story of humanity's last stand, Titan. Saturn's largest moon is humanity's final refuge in 2478, a frozen fortress carved into ice and rock where 12,000 survivors cling to hope. Bastion Alpha, the colony's heart, is a marvel of desperation. Domes of titanium and scavenged starship hulls shield against Titan's methane storms. Beneath the surface, tunnels snake through the crust, housing hydroponic farms that yield scant algae and roots, barely enough to feed the weary. The fusion core, buried deep, powers the colony's shields, its hum a constant reminder of survival's cost. Families, miners, and scientists live in cramped quarters, their stories of Earth fading into myth. The orange haze above hides the stars, but not the threat. Cytherian warships loom, their violet lights piercing the gloom. Every wall bears scars of past battles, names of the fallen etched in defiance. Titan's terrain, with its geysers and jagged spires, is both ally and enemy, rigged with traps to slow invaders. Here, humanity's remnants prepare, knowing there is no retreat. Bastion Alpha is not just a colony, it's the last spark of a species refusing to fade. The Zytherian Dominion is a galactic scourge, an alien empire born in the crimson depths of the Zythera Nebula. Ruled by the Overmind, a mysterious collective intelligence, they are a hybrid of flesh and machine, their biomechanical soldiers towering with obsidian exoskeletons and violet glowing optics. Their claws rend steel, their weapons, antimatter rifles and gravity-warping cannons, devastate worlds. The Dominion's ships, grown from biotech lattices, pulse with eerie life, repairing in battle. Their goal is not conquest but order, assimilating or annihilating all who resist their vision of a unified cosmos. Earth, Mars, Europa. Humanity's worlds fell to their methodical wrath, deemed chaotic for defying assimilation. Above Titan, their fleet, led by the Oblivion Spire, a moon-sized citadel, tightens its blockade. Drop pods rain through methane storms, delivering soldiers who march in lockstep, driven by the Overmind's will. Whispers of dissent within their ranks, rogue units or ancient relics, offer faint hope. But for now, the Dominion is Oblivion incarnate. Their violet lights a harbinger of humanity's end. Commander Alara Voss stands as Titan's unyielding guardian, her scarred face a map of battles fought and worlds lost. From Bastion Alpha's command center, surrounded by flickering holographic maps, she orchestrates humanity's defense against the Zytherian Dominion's orbital stranglehold. Her gray eyes, sharp as steel, miss nothing. Every red pulse on the map signals the enemy's advance. Once a naval officer on Earth's lost fleets, Alara's resolve was forged in the ashes of defeat. Her voice, calm yet commanding, rallies defenders through crackling comms. We hold, or we're nothing. She strategizes tirelessly, plotting drone strikes and barricade reinforcements, knowing the fusion core is the colony's lifeline. Her scars, plasma burns from Europa's fall, tell of sacrifices made, but her heart carries heavier wounds, the memory of billions lost. Alara's leadership is Titan's anchor, her decisions balancing hope and desperation. As the Dominion's barrage looms, she weighs a dangerous gambit, a hidden graviton weapon that could turn the tide or doom them all. In her hands, humanity's fate hangs by a thread. Titan's defenses are a patchwork of ingenuity and desperation. Guarding the fusion core that powers Bastion Alpha, veterans, hardened by lost wars, stand alongside recruits barely trained, their pulse rifles scavenged from wrecked ships. Engineers, once miners or techs, have transformed drilling drones into combat units, their lasers repurposed to cut through Zytherian armor. The colony's walls, forged from titanium and starship hulls, rise from the ice, rigged with explosives and sensor nets to detect invaders. Trenches encircle the outer perimeter, lined with plasma turrets cobbled from salvaged parts. Beneath the surface, tunnels serve as fallback points, stocked with supplies for a last stand. The methane storms, while treacherous, mask movements, giving defenders an edge. Every citizen knows the core's loss means extinction. Children etch defiance into the walls, their names a vow to fight. The defenses, though battered, embody Titan's spirit, a refusal to yield. As the Dominion's forces near, these makeshift fortifications are humanity's shield, fragile yet fierce against an unrelenting foe. The Zetherian Dominion's ground assault crashes through Titan's methane storms like a tide of nightmares. Biomechanical soldiers, their optics glowing violet, march with unnatural precision, their claws tearing through ice and steel. Standing 8 feet tall, these monstrosities are relentless, their antimatter rifles scorching the frozen ground. The outer barricades shudder under their onslaught, explosions lighting the orange haze as drones clash with drop pods raining from orbit. The Dominion's siege engines, towering constructs of bone and metal, lumber forward, their gravity cannons warping the terrain, sending geysers erupting. Defenders in the trenches fire pulse rifles, their beams swallowed by the storm's roar. Alarms blare in Bastion Alpha, signaling breaches in the perimeter. The soldiers move as one, linked to the Overmind, showing no fear, no hesitation. Their low-frequency broadcasts seep into human minds, whispering of surrender. Yet Titan's defenders hold, their makeshift turrets and traps slowing the advance. The ground shakes, the air burns, and the fight for the fusion core becomes a desperate dance of survival. In the frozen trenches, Private Jackson Reed, a 19-year-old farmhand turned soldier, grips his pulse rifle, his breath fogging his visor. Beside him, Dr. Mira Solis, a scientist forced into war, calibrates a plasma turret patched together from mining gear. Jackson's hands tremble, not from cold, but from the sight of Zetherian soldiers emerging through the methane storm, their violet optics like stars of death. Mira, her face lit by the turret's glow, mutters calculations, her mind sharp despite the chaos. "Hold the line," she says, her voice steadying Jackson. They fire in unison, pulses cutting down a biomechanical beast, but more come, claws rending barricades. Jackson thinks of his sister in the bunkers, fueling his resolve. Mira's turret roars, its heat melting ice, but a siege engine looms, its cannon charging. The storm hides their fear, but not their fight. Together, they embody Titan's defiance. Youth and intellect, united against an enemy that knows no mercy. There stand a flicker of hope in the dark. High above Titan, Captain Tariq Shen commands the Aurora's Wrath, humanity's last warship, a patched-together relic of Earth's fallen fleets. Its hull, scarred from battles across the solar system, groans as Shen weaves through the Zetherian blockade, violet beams grazing its shields. "All power to cannons," he shouts, his crew, a mix of humans and rogue AI cores, moving with desperate precision. The Aurora is no match for the Dominion's Oblivion Spire, but Shen's mission is to disrupt, to buy time for Titan's ground forces. Missiles streak through the void, slamming into enemy ships, their biotech hulls writhing in repair. Shen, a veteran of Mars Fall, knows retreat is not an option. His AI co-pilot, nicknamed Ghost, calculates trajectories, dodging antimatter barrages. The ship's cannons sing, a defiant chorus against the dark. Every hit draws Dominion fire away from Titan, every moment a sacrifice. In the weightless chaos, Shen fights for the colony below, the Aurora's wrath a lone spark against an endless night. In Bastion Alpha's command center, Ilara Voss faces a desperate choice. The Dominion siege engine nears, its gravity cannon threatening to shatter the colony's walls. She activates the graviton pulse, an experimental weapon hidden deep in Titan's ice, untested and dangerous. "It's our only shot," she says, her hands steady over the controls. The room hums as the device powers up, its energy warping the air. Outside, a shockwave erupts, rippling across the surface. The siege engine staggers, its legs crumpling as gravity twists. Zetherian soldiers are flung skyward, their bodies smashing against ice spires. But the pulse is a double-edged sword. Titan's ice cracks, domes groan, and methane geysers burst, endangering defenders. In the trenches, Jackson and Mira dive for cover as barricades collapse. Above, Shen sees the Dominion fleet falter, their formation disrupted. Elara watches the monitors, heart pounding, knowing the weapon's cost. The pulse buys time, but its instability threatens to bury Bastion Alpha. In this gamble, humanity's hope teeters on the edge of ruin. The graviton pulse's aftermath scars Titan's surface, a testament to Resistance's price. Cracks spiderweb through the ice, threatening Bastion Alpha's foundations. Methane geysers erupt, flooding trenches and forcing defenders to retreat. In the command center, Elara surveys the damage, her holographic map flashing warnings of structural failures. The fusion core flickers, its power strained by the pulse's surge. Outside, Jackson and Mira scramble through collapsing tunnels, dragging wounded comrades to safety. The Dominion, though staggered, regroups with terrifying speed, their ships realigning in orbit, drop pods resuming their descent. The pulse disrupted their assault, but not their resolve. Titan's defenders, battered and fewer, face dwindling supplies and faltering morale. Whispers of the Overmind's broadcasts creep into minds, sowing doubt. Yet, in the bunkers, civilians etch new names on the walls, vowing to fight. The cost is steep: lives, stability, hope. But surrender is costlier. As the Dominion prepares a new assault, Titan's people brace, knowing every crack in the ice is a scar of their defiance. As the siege grinds on, Titan's defenders rally under Saturn's rings, their spirit unbroken. Elara Voss, voice resolute, broadcasts from the command center. We are humanity. We do not fade. Jackson, bloodied but unbowed, reloads his rifle in the trenches, his sister's face in his mind. Mira, her turret destroyed, wields a salvaged plasma cutter, her intellect turned to war. In orbit, Tariq Shen pushes the Aurora's wrath beyond its limits, its cannons blazing against the Dominion's fleet. The colony's walls, cracked and scarred, still stand, a symbol of resistance. Civilians, from children to elders, join the fight, passing ammo or repairing drones. The Zetherian Dominion, relentless, presses closer, their violet lights cutting through the storm. Yet, every shot fired, every barricade held is a declaration: humanity will not kneel. The fusion core hums, the ice trembles, and the stars bear witness. On Titan, the last of us fight, not just for survival, but for a future, a legacy, a place among the cosmos.